We're back. I'm Jon, and with me is Tyler.
I want to hum the "We're back again."
Hum what?
The "back again" is that Slim Shady? Is that like an Eminem song?
That's an Eminem song.
Yeah,
Eminem's.
Like
for the longest time when I was a kid, I thought his name was based off of the candy.
Maybe it is.
It's not because it's Eminem.
Well, he doesn't want to get sued.
M&M's.
M&M's.
Maybe it is based off that.
Do we know what the M&M stands for?
No. I don't think anyone does.
Milk, chocolate, and
milk and milks.
More milk and milk chocolate.
Yeah.
I don't know. What's up?
Not much, man.
Yeah.
It's been an extremely productive
long day.
week.
Yeah.
Long day?
Oh, okay. No. What's going on with the week?
Well, I mean, we had Summer Games Fest.
Yeah, we do.
Which was, hype. And then I watched it.
Yep.
The hype disappeared.
So a lot of outlets kept calling it not E3.
Not E3.
Like literally, they're like, on our way to not E3.
Yeah, hasn't that been the meme for a while?
Yeah, but I feel like Jeff Keighley has to be annoyed at that. Right?
Why?
Well, I mean, he spends 6 months, 7 months doing whatever, trying to get this thing off the ground. And then people are still just calling it E3 or not E3. It's like, oh, it's not E3, but it really is kind of E3, so.
Does E3 still exist?
It will next year. There's an in-person and online version next year in 2023, supposedly. We'll see how COVID treats us.
Dude, all these shows suck these days. I don't know. I watch them and I'm like,
yeah,
all right.
Do you think we still have to be seeing the effects of COVID and how it just decimated production and how things are working and everything?
Well, we see it in every other facet of life. Why wouldn't it extend to the world of video games?
Yeah, I just remember a couple of years ago they were just like, 2020, it's going to push everything back. It's like 2022, that's going to be the year. And don't get me wrong, there have been some pretty decent fun games out, but at the same time, it's like, oh, here's Vampire Survivors or you obviously your Elden Ring, but there's a couple really really high level ones. Then everything else is 75 8s or 75 80s across the board.
Isn't that how it usually is though?
Yeah,
if you really take a step back and look at year to year, that's pretty much the trajectory that you have. You have a couple standouts, and
but you're talking oh, hey, this is the year that you're gonna see your God of War and your Zelda and your Horizon. It's here's the all this stuff that's supposed to be coming out, and then you're just hearing oh, this is good. Your Starfields. Oh, that's pushed back now. And then it's oh, that can't be pushed back. They put the date in the trailer. It's no, it's pushed back. Now there's back and forth and some controversy on God of War, where people are oh, it's getting pushed, and then Bloomberg's no, it's not. It's coming out in November. Who knows? We'll see. But
I would never have a release date. If I was when Couch Company develops our own games,
obviously,
we're never having a release date until the game's finished.
Or in a week, right? Or just be hey, this comes out on Friday.
Exactly.
Surprise. Yeah.
Exactly. You shock everyone.
Yep.
Everyone's hype.
Yeah.
Because imagine something like Cyberpunk. If they didn't have a release date and they could just keep pushing it back.
Yep.
They would get memed on, but
I know
that's better than saying, okay, it's going to come out now. Oh, we're going to push it back. The fact that they had to push it back 3 times.
Yeah.
By the second time, you have to be okay, it's indefinitely pushed back until we fucking finish the game.
I think you I'm sure there's that business aspect, right? It's oh, okay, stockholders and all that jazz of we need to drum up business, generate the money, different things like that. And I just think indie games have it better because the 2 games I put the most time into, which is Vampire Survivors and V Rising, which I guess I'm getting into vampires now. I don't know.
It is the year of the vampire.
Yeah, is it? Is that the
10 years ago was Twilight, so it makes sense.
Sure, every 10 years is the law. But they're early access indie titles that I'm sinking and I actually just tweeted this yesterday where it was I put 69 hours.
Nice.
Yeah, exactly. Into V Rising. And yesterday was 6-9.
Yeah. Yeah. Did you celebrate?
I did. I got a double nice. That's what
Nice.
I
Me
played
too.
through there.
I celebrated. Got a 69 cake. It was great.
Oh, you mean outside of V Rising? I see.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you throw yourself a little celebration.
Little
PG, of course.
June
So
9th party. Yeah.
But
I
yeah,
don't know.
it's fantastic.
So Summer Games Fest. What? So I had a medical emergency
Oh no.
that we were taking care of. Which means, so I set up the event on our Discord.
Yeah.
I said, hey, 2 p.m. we're gonna be watching the Summerfest stuff,
Yep.
and I did not do that. You watched it.
I did. So we had about 40 or 50 people on Discord.
That's awesome.
all
That was-
wondering where you were.
Yeah, I
you
apologize,
imagine?
everybody.
No, Tyler had an emergency. He had to fight a dragon,
Yep.
and I think that went pretty well. If
I'm still
recall.
here. I think if you survive a dragon fight, then you won. Like, I think surviving means winning at that point.
I guess. I imagine by that definition, what I would do is I would have a bow and arrow,
Just
be
get-
max
you-
distance,
Yeah, you have to
touch
hit
it,
Yeah.
and run.
That's part of it, is you do have to make contact. You can't just be in the vicinity and be like, oh, I fought a dragon. Like, you actually have to make some sort of contact with the
Does
dragon.
bow and arrow count?
Oh, absolutely. If you can
Okay,
hit it.
yeah.
Do you think you could shoot a bow and arrow far enough to hit a dragon?
No.
Yeah.
Well, yes, but it would be
If it was like
within the death
sleeping or something.
the death zone.
Yeah. It's a high risk, high reward thing. It's like, well,
It's
I
a
wanna
high
get
risk,
credit.
no reward thing.
Yeah.
I mean, like how much emphasis do you put in? I touched a dragon with
I
an
mean-
arrow.
Yeah. Would you rather get burned to death or frozen to death?
Frozen.
Frozen?
Yeah.
You think
Because
just go
getting
numb?
frozen, you like start going to sleep. Your body kind of shuts down.
Yeah.
Being burned to death hurts a lot.
Yeah. No, that makes sense.
That's easy.
Is
I think
that
a better.
the two
I
types
think
of dragons?
what?
That's the two types of dragon. I guess there's
Well,
electric
there's
dragon. You can get
there's
electrocuted.
electric dragons. There's poison dragons. There's every kind of dragon.
Ooh, I don't like the poison dragons.
The better question is, would you rather be burned alive or drowned? That's a rough one. Both are pretty rough. I think
Yeah.
probably people would say drowning, but drowning is no fun.
Me would too.
You would too?
Me would too say drowning is bad.
I like the orc connection that you made. It's
Dude, my
pretty-
brain's fried. I would probably prefer to drown, even though I'm terrified of drowning.
Yeah, no. You're probably right.
I don't know.
Because at least I can have an open casket if I drown.
Yikes! Can't. Well, not maybe not. You get all blown. We're going off a real dark.
What? This was all
Here.
Summer Games Fest related.
Yeah. Oh, is this all seven? Okay.
Things we'd rather do than watch Summer Games.
Oh no. Yeah, I guess. But anyway, you watched Summer Games Fest.
I did watch Summer Games Fest.
You took the bullet.
I mean, it was just boring. I don't know.
What, like, how much of it? Because this is Keeley's joint. This is Jeff Keeley making this thing.
Yeah.
It's kind of an offshoot, I assume, of the Game Awards.
Yeah,
So it's like Game Award adjacent. It's the same family. It's not E3. People kept saying not E3.
right.
So how did it stack against like Game Awards?
I mean, it's the same premise, right? He's on stage. He's the host. I think it's not as dressed up as the Game Awards. There's
Okay.
more of a production value that goes into that, I would say, but it's essentially the same.
Yeah.
He announces something. Sometimes he gets someone up there on stage with him, asks them the questions. We see a trailer. We see something. It's the same setup.
Any surprises? I was looking through my news feed. I didn't see a single.
Dude, so they ended the show. Are you ready for this? Well,
Yeah.
you know all the news already, right?
I think so.
Yeah, so they ended the show, which is supposed to be like your big reveal or whatever, right?
Uh-huh.
I guess they're remaking Last of Us.
Yeah, I got some thoughts on that.
Well, go for it.
Remake is a strong word.
Yes.
It looks better. So here's the thing. Remaster, you're up-resing. You're maybe tweaking some textures.
Right.
Might mess with some polygons, might mess with your frame rate. And they've already made Last of Us Remastered. So
Yes.
like that's off the table. I get that,
Exactly.
and they have to have a new name.
Yep.
But when you're talking remastered, and granted, I didn't watch this, so maybe they have a bunch of stuff under the hood. Maybe they're tweaking some stuff. Like, are they getting anyone else in? Did they mention like, hey, new actors are coming in to
No.
not new actors?
No, they
but, like,
use the same
Same
performances,
voice, all
which
that
were
stuff.
amazing performances. So
Absolutely. And I looked at
nothing wrong with
it's
that.
weird because Ellie and Joel look very different when you put them side by side on like their original like remastered versions versus the
No, they really
remake.
touched things up a lot. But
Yeah.
it doesn't seem like a remake to me because we kind of live in an age now where we see some proper remakes like Resident Evil.
Like Spyro is a remake.
Spyro's like the one that's like on the fence. Like Resident Evil is like a proper remake. Like that.
It's reimagined. It's a different
Exactly.
game. Yeah.
It's inspired by the original and Final Fantasy VII, right? Inspired by the original.
Yep.
Like totally different though in how it plays and functions.
Yeah.
Spyro is weird because it looks totally different. I don't think it's reimagined though because it's literally the same game.
Yeah.
Same levels, same premise.
But the dragons are all personalized. They're
That's weird.
voiced.
Yeah.
Like I feel like that's still
I
something
just feel like it's
new.
enhanced. It doesn't
Yeah, but then by like I guess
Yeah,
what
I
I'm
don't know.
saying is if you have the scale, right?
Yeah.
And it's here's your remaster, here's your remake.
yeah.
And you have I would say Resident Evil 2 is on the far end of the scale and maybe like
Closer to what? The audience can't see you.
closer to the actual remake.
Resident
you're
Evil is
saying.
closer to the remake.
Yeah. And then you have like
I would say Resident Evil is a full-blown remake.
yes, that's
Yeah.
what I mean. Is like that
Okay,
that
okay.
is the
That's the
far
baseline.
end over there.
Yeah.
You, like a titch
Titular,
titular
a
minute
tertiary.
bit smaller.
Yep.
I would personally say then you have Final Fantasy VII.
Yep.
Then because like it's still it's roughly the same thing ish. Like they're tweaking some things, they're changing some things.
Yeah.
Anyway, I'm sure we could
That's
argue
a complicated
that
one,
point.
but
We could argue that point. I get
I'm with
it.
you. I'm with you.
Then towards the middle, but still, I think going more towards the remake, you have Spyro the Dragon.
Yeah.
And then all the way down on the end of the other side, it's like, here's Last of Us Remastered. It's just higher textures, higher frame rate, whatever. So then where does Last of Us stand? Like, I think it's closer to a remaster. They just can't
I think
call
it's
it
on the
that.
remaster side, closer
Like, they're remodeled. So that's
closer to the
thing.
middle than Last of Us Remastered.
Yeah.
But yeah, from what I saw, I mean, we haven't seen anything really, but from what I saw from it, just looks more touched up, like an overhaul. But
Yeah.
the story's gonna be the same. The
Yep.
gameplay is theoretically gonna be the same. Maybe they do some other things with that. We didn't really see any gameplay with it.
I wonder if it just pulls in the Last of Us 2. Like, I assume it's running on that engine.
Right. But the performances are the same.
So it is, but, like, not really.
In Spyro those lines are all different, right?
So that's interesting. No.
So those are his original
Yes.
lines.
Yes. But
Really?
different voice actors.
No.
For, yes.
Oh, okay.
They are
So it's a different
delivered
performance.
differently. It's
Yeah,
a different performance,
yeah.
same lines.
Because didn't he wasn't there a different guy who did Spyro 1 versus the other two?
I wouldn't know that.
Because I feel like he sounds different in the first one versus the other two. I could be wrong. Maybe it was just like
Well, I mean, he definitely looked different, too. And they kind of
yeah.
they kind of streamlined the look, and they're like,
Yeah.
okay, this is him across all three games, that sort of thing.
No, that trilogy is fantastic.
I just remember, like, I played the heck out of Spyro, so I knew how each of the dragons' inflections and how they talked, and, like, the remaster were all different. Not necessarily bad, it's just not, they were absolutely different voices.
Right.
But yeah, I don't know.
But that's
I mean,
the big reveal, which was like, it's not even dude.
so
who
that
cares?
was how they closed the show.
That's how they closed the show.
That's a shame.
And Last of Us quickly becoming as milked as Skyrim. Like it's getting close, right? I mean, like when are we gonna get Last of Us for the refrigerator?
I guess one of the notable things is it is coming on PC. So, like, cool, I guess.
I guess.
I still think Last of Us, in my mind, Last of Us is up there in terms of overrated games.
I think the first one's fantastic. And you know how I feel about the second one. I really didn't like the second one, but
I think the gameplay is not great on either of them.
no, but that's not why the game's great.
Yeah, no, I'm not saying the story's bad, but as a video game, like at that point, it's better. Like I would just watch it as a movie, personally.
I guess. What about like Uncharted?
Uncharted is more fun of a video game.
Okay.
Uncharted, you have... so here's the thing. Uncharted, you have the humor. Uncharted, you have the ridiculous action sequences and stuff that makes it just this, like, bombast. And to be fair, I don't think Uncharted's very fun. Like, I don't think it's, like... I don't think Naughty Dog makes fun video games. And I'm including that.
Okay.
That's Last of Us, that's Uncharted. And this is not a Batman thing. This is me being 100% serious that, like, I've played all the games. I finished all the games. I don't actually enjoy them. I enjoy the stories. I enjoy the acting. I think they're fantastic there.
Mm-hmm.
I do not have fun playing that. Meanwhile, like God of War, I have legit like fun as a video game. Horizon, I have fun. Tomb Raider, I have fun. These, not so much, because either with Last of Us, it feels clunky because they put an emphasis on the animation, which is phenomenal. It looks really good. Like the animations, the contextual stuff, fantastic. Doesn't make really great video game, in my opinion.
Yeah, I feel like the technical aspect of like combat and stuff for Naughty Dog
Out of
games
this world.
always seem like, don't you think the mechanics seem like dated sometimes?
Yeah, because they're too focused on the animations and the fidelity.
Like
of
Last
the
of
thing.
Us, like the combat
Yeah,
is like,
it's chunky.
yeah. So I get what you're saying. I just think like what you said, they focus on other aspects.
Yep.
Which I can appreciate.
And I think Days Gone's a perfect example where I think Days Gone is a more... I don't think Days Gone is a very good video game, but it's more fun in a video game sense because it's a little bit more gameplay than something like Last of Us. And I think Last of Us is a better game overall because it does like have a good story. It draws you in.
Are you
and stuff
not
like
giving
that.
enough credit to the other aspects of the game?
Well, that's where we differ, and we've talked about this all the time.
I just don't get it though, because it's like, oh yeah, Last of Us is overrated. Like combat sucks, but then
Well,
you're like,
I mean, my thing is like at that point, if I'm only playing the game because I want to see the story, and Wolfenstein was the same thing, right?
yeah,
I think Doom is a much more fun game and fun experience than Wolfenstein.
right.
But if like Wolfenstein's story is so insane that it was like, okay, well, I'm playing this all the way through.
Yeah.
Like if it didn't have the story, I would have stopped. Same with Last of Us. I have to see what happens.
Right.
That's the only reason I played it. I guess I should say finished it. Mm-hmm. But even with like that, with Uncharted, like I'm not going to go back and like, let's find all the collectibles or something. Where like Tomb Raider, I enjoyed the heck out of it and beat it 100%. And same with God of War, and same with Horizon, and same with Spider-Man, where it's like the gameplay and the action is fun, where I'm like, I'll spend more time in this world.
Yeah.
For Last of Us, I'm like, I want out of here. I just need credits to roll. Like I just need to see the end of this and see how it plays out, so I don't get it spoiled for me, and I kind of get that aha moment. But I don't know. I liked Last of Us 2 a lot. I don't like Ellie.
All right.
I know you're. Yeah, like that's the thing is what's the other lady's name? We talk about this all the time, and I keep forgetting her name. So clearly, she made an impact on me.
Fuck.
Heather.
No,
That's not right.
No, you mean the bulky
Janet.
one?
Yeah,
I can't remember.
I liked her a lot.
I hated her.
I know, and a lot of people
gross.
did. I liked her a lot. She was my favorite character.
Hey man, good for you.
Doesn't mean I enjoyed the story. Or not the story, the game. I liked the story. The story was good.
Yeah, no.
But it's so bleak, man. Everything is so dark.
I like
and
dark
bleak
stories.
Yeah.
It's good.
Yeah.
I just think that, well, we talked about this a million times. I don't think they told the story very well in a good way.
I think it was just very long. It's just...
Well, it's the pacing of it was horrible because you have like the big event in the beginning happen and you're all worked up over it.
Yeah.
And then you have to wait
Yeah.
half the game to be able to control the character to get the payoff that you're looking for. Like, it's like, I don't know. It's like really strange.
There's
the way
something
they
to be
did it.
said for like linear games, though.
Dude, I
Like,
was
I
thinking
do
about
like
this.
that.
Yeah, I was thinking about this in the shower, and I was like, man, these open world games, people love these open world games, but I just get so overwhelmed by them where I think I just like these linear games better. Because I was trying to think to myself, what should I play? I need to play Horizon, but I was like, what should I play? And I haven't gotten around to Guardians of the Galaxy yet, and I feel like that's
it perfectly.
Right.
Yeah.
Choices.
You would love Guardians of the Galaxy.
Here's the thing, the reason I like Mass Effect so much is because it's linear, but your choices are what make it open.
Yep.
Does that make sense?
100%. And that's the thing is
and I like that aspect.
Elden Ring does a good job of it. Zelda does a good job of it. Even Tunic does a good job of it, where it's like their open worlds, you just go out and see what's up.
Yeah.
And that's it.
Yeah.
And I think that's good because you will make your own path and you will kind of find the path and it will kind of guide you, but in a hands-off sort of way.
Yeah.
But when you're talking about your I don't know why Watch Dogs pops into my mind, but even Watch Dogs or Dying Light is I guess the most recent from this year, where you're in this open world and they're oh crap, all right, here's this, here's that, and you have to there's just pause screen as it's trying to explain the trillion systems that it has labeled on top of each other, and he's like, this is this icon, go over here and free these people, but you only have limited time here, and here's dark stuff, and watch out for these 12 meters. And Elden Ring has all of these systems, but they're all kind of you organically learn them.
Right.
Same with Zelda.
Yeah.
And I think that if I'm doing an open world, that's what I'm drawn to, where let me learn at my own pace.
Right.
Don't make me go through this 3-hour tutorial while you just bombard me with stuff.
And then you forget all of it anyways.
Exactly.
Right?
And then they just are okay, here's the whole world, have fun. And then it's cool.
What?
I guess I'll try to remember how to make a med kit eventually. Yep. It's not great.
No, I totally agree.
Onboarding's so important.
Open world, you have to really love the world, obviously, and something like an Elden Ring does that really well. There's this air of mystery around everything, and like you said, there's no reins. You just go. You can run into a boss that can one hit you, right?
And the thing that makes me sad is I want Elden Ring. I don't want a From Software game. So make an easy mode, and I'm not saying make it easy. I'm saying don't make it where I have to fight the same boss 350 times to kill something.
Yeah.
Because I just don't I don't have the time for that. And I know people were well, that's the purity of it. Then you play it that way. I don't care. Put the little sissy mode and just be oh, you should be ashamed of yourself if you play it on easy mode. Cool. Yes, please. Whatever.
That's how I played Horizon, and I had a blast.
I want the discovery part, and I want the rewarding of diving into it's no different than a Skyrim, where you go into this cave and you're looking at all these little things you can loot and take and different things. And you're oh, this is super cool.
Going into the first dungeon in Skyrim was one of my favorite gaming experiences.
Yeah.
I was dude, this is D&D.
It's awesome.
They're so cool.
But at least it gives you that opportunity to go through the game and experience that game without just smacking your head against the wall 25 times. I'm not saying you can't have something that's challenging.
Yeah.
But there's challenging and there's haha, we got you, we murdered you. There are certain things that are specifically nope, we expect you to die here. We want you to die here. And I get that that's a draw for people. Not for me. I don't even care. Again, it's not even I don't care about From Software. I don't need their game. But I do want that open world experience that is that discoverability, which Zelda has. But then Zelda's also on a platform that can barely hit 30 frames, and it's annoying to me.
Right.
That's all.
Yeah, Cyberpunk for me was really promising because that's the kind of world I want. It's a city. Yeah. We talk about this a lot. There's guns. I don't know. That was the game, but their open world was so. There's nothing except for these missions.
Yep.
There's no organic shit. We talk about Skyrim. How many things can develop randomly, or something Fallout's a perfect example. You have all these random encounters that happens, and things like that. So
correct me if I'm wrong. Cyberpunk, you this person stays in this spot
Yep.
the entire game.
Yep. Yeah, every section has their own person who gives out the missions there.
Yeah.
And then there's like 5 or 6 mission types,
Yeah.
and you just do them.
But again, you have that overworld, you have the map.
And I had fun with it too.
Yeah.
So like if it was actually well done, I think it would be a lot better. I don't know. But yeah, I don't know. Open worlds are good, but I'm like really picky when it comes to that because it's just so overwhelming for me. Like
Yeah.
you said, I just want to shut my brain off.
And like Witcher does a good job of it, but
Yeah.
I don't like this is a 100% me problem, but I don't like let's prep for X battle.
Oh yeah,
Where
you
it's like,
talked about
I want to
that.
do this, I want to put this potion
Yeah.
on and do all these different things. And honestly, V Rising, we're getting to that point where it's like, oh, I have to go kill this guy, so I need to drink my, I don't know, radiant damage resistance potion so I
Right.
can actually kill him.
Right.
I don't like that aspect as much, but again, that's a 100% me problem that I can get over. But
Here's a question: So for me, I like open world games like Skyrim and Fallout a lot because of like first person. I feel much more immersed in the world. Like I created the character; it's me in there, and it's definitely a different vibe for me when it's something like a Horizon where it's Aloy. Not that it's bad,
yeah.
but I don't know. I feel much more immersion when it's first person, and I feel more connected to the world, I guess, because I feel like I'm in it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I don't think I've ever felt connected to a world. Not in a bad way. I just don't. That's not how I play the games, I guess. I mean, the closest I got to a connection, and the only reason I say I have a connection is because, again, I felt depressed when it was over, was Mass Effect.
Yeah.
But me personally, I actually prefer third person.
Yeah, that's a lot of people like that. I don't know.
Yeah.
I mean, I think they both have their strengths, but like in something like Skyrim, you have like so many choices too, where it's like, oh well, I joined the Thieves Guild, and like this is my path that I'm setting out for myself. I actually wish there was like not a main quest line in Elder Scrolls games. I wish you could like choose your path, and that's becomes the main quest line. It kind of tailors it to your choices because
Yeah.
I think the main quest line in Skyrim is actually one of the worst.
I mean, a lot of people like don't like you have mods and stuff that
Yeah.
take it out, and it will literally start you at like, oh, you want to be in Winterhold and you're a mage now. Like here
Yep.
you go.
Yeah.
Here's the start.
That's true.
So I don't know. I agree with you. And honestly, even with Skyrim, like I typically would play that in first person.
Oh yeah.
Mainly because I think the third person looks janky as heck. But
Oh yeah, well that too.
yeah, I don't know. I like when I think of my favorite games, it is like God of War, Horizon, Arkham. They're all third person.
Third person, linear.
Linear. I mean, Arkham's open world. God of War is technically open world.
Yeah,
You know, like
I
to
guess.
go in and clean up the different things. Like I like the collectathons. I like the kind of. I like the bigness of it. I think the thing that I look for in a game now is, you know, what's the staying power. So like, am I going to? Is it just going through like the main storyline, which is fine. But if I like the game, then I want as much of it as possible. So it's like,
Right.
what's the end game? How can I keep playing this? Which maybe isn't the most healthy thing in the world because maybe you're just never happy with stuff. But I don't know.
No, I think it makes sense.
Yeah.
Anyways,
So that was it. Huh?
There were other things. Street Fighter 6, like you said. I mean,
I'm a Tekken guy. I know people love Street Fighter. I guess it looked fine.
I think it looks good.
Yeah.
I'm not a fighting game guy, so I don't know. But like I talked about earlier, not earlier today, but last episode maybe, I always get swept up in the hype of things.
Yeah.
So a lot of people were really excited for this. So I was like, oh man, maybe I'll like get into it, but I'll probably not get into it.
Well, like, I know we've been kind of just crapping all over video games, but it's like for something that really wow people now, I don't know, like Street Fighter, like the two things I saw, like trailer wise, was Street Fighter, and then I saw the Modern Warfare 2 trailer.
Yep.
And they both looked like every other trailer that's ever come out for like Call of Duty or Street Fighter, or, you know, it's just like, is this even a new game? Like it looks the same. I think we've hit this like diminishing returns. Granted,
Well,
you know,
Street Fighter looks pretty different than the other ones, right?
I didn't think so, but I mean, I'm looking at it on, you know, an iPhone screen, so maybe whenever it's like full screen.
Well, I'm not an
stuff.
expert, but I'm pretty sure it does. Now,
It looks
Modern
less
Warfare,
stylized.
Yeah.
I don't know if that's good or bad.
I don't know.
Right?
I think what was cool with Street Fighter was like a lot of the characters are aged up. And
did they age them up?
So
Ryu with a beard.
It seems like maybe the story's progressing. I feel like a lot of franchises don't do that. And
Tekken did. Yeah, Tekken was
I appreciate that because there's a sense of progression and things are happening.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I think that's always interesting. Like characters having kids and there's more dynamics, whatever.
Like Mortal Kombat.
Yeah. Right?
Yeah.
I mean, you look at something like Dragon Ball, and for the longest time, there was that sense of progression where you have Goku growing up and then he's a teenager, like at the end of Dragon Ball, like the original. And then he's like a young adult in Dragon Ball Z, and he has a kid.
Yeah.
And Gohan grows up, and we see him as a teenager, and he kills Cell, and then he's
spoilers, but yeah.
Yeah, okay. 80 something.
I never got to see it. I don't know.
You saw that, didn't you?
No, it stopped.
Stopped when?
When Gohan was attacking Cell.
You didn't finish that fight?
I would have finished it. The station did not finish the fight.
Wow.
So the last I remember of Cell is literally Gohan's doing his like 3-episode long, like, I'm going to destroy the world with his Super Ball or whatever.
Yeah.
And I was like, I cannot wait to see what happens. It was on every Sunday.
Yeah.
And that was the last episode. And then it literally started back at the Ginyu Force. And I was confused as heck because what was happening on that.
You didn't realize the time travel aspect of...
Apparently not. I don't know. But yeah, it literally started over on the Ginyu Force. And I was like, well,
Ginyu Force might be a top 5 force.
That's pretty good. But not right when we just watched all that and it was getting to the Cell.
That's horrific.
It was
That's
bad.
My worst nightmare.
Yeah.
I was actually talking to Jeff about this. He used to buy all like the VHSs and stuff. You imagine that? He was telling me it's like 3 episodes or something.
That's silly.
It might be more than that, but there's like a limited number of episodes per tape or whatever.
Yeah.
And I'm like, oh my God. I could not imagine that. I watched it on Toonami. I don't know if you ever watched Toonami. Are you too old for that?
Yeah,
I think Saturday night Cartoon Network.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure mine was it was either Fox 53 or 22 or something.
God.
Yeah.
Anyways, so there's they're growing up and everything, and like the end of Dragon Ball Z, Gohan's an adult, Goku has another kid, and all this, and everyone's getting older.
Yeah.
But then they haven't grown ever since then. They're the same age.
Got tired of it.
Goten's still this little kid, and Trunks. I don't know. I like that there's progression, I guess.
Yeah.
And I get it because you have a franchise like that where it's like, okay, well, if we kill Goku or he dies of old age or he can't fight anymore, no one's going to watch this, right? So it's this catch-22 that you have.
Well, it's like Star Wars. It's like...
Yeah, exactly.
What's the...
Well, there's age in Star Wars, right?
No, right. But what I'm saying is you have to put that in. If you took on, if it's like, hey, here's this new Star Wars here, and we need to pull these old people in. But even look at Gears of War, right? Where it's like, if you do not have Marcus in this game, we will sell X less copies.
Well, here's my thing. It's like something like a Gears of War. You got to be like, okay, well, we have one game where Marcus is now old.
Mm-hmm.
Now this is the game where we have to sell the next generation.
Yeah.
And if we can get them to care about that, now we're freed up on the Marcus front. Theoretically, right?
Theoretically.
But I think if you do it well, it can be so good. God of War, like we talked about. Kratos is older now. He's got a son. That dynamic can be really awesome.
Yeah, but do you care about... See, it can, but you're not going to get away... I think the whole point with that is, you need to get away from your main characters, and you'll never get away from that. You can have another God of War.
Yeah.
I'm speaking in black and white terms. I'm sure it can be done. It's not going to be
I
as good
didn't
as
think
Kratos.
God of War could make a comeback like it did. So that
right.
To me...
But it's still Kratos.
It's still Kratos. But, man, if you compare the two Kratoses, it is wild.
But what Kratos was like it was the era of like he's just cool. Like Master Chief is cool. Marcus Phoenix is cool.
And
like
it's kind of funny that you say that because like with Halo Infinite, you kind of got the sense that they were trying to do something similar. Where it's like, oh, this isn't the old Master Chief. He's got depth, and we're like, no,
he doesn't.
This is a guy with a helmet, man. We never even see this guy's face.
Yeah, but then what can they do? Because you got the TV show where it's like, hey, let's take his helmet off, and he just bangs, and it's like, no, we hate that too.
Oh no, so, Master Chief can't have character development.
No, yeah, exactly. But like,
I actually saw a theory. Well, it was more of a meme, but it's like Master Chief dies to. Is the dude's name Atreus as well? The big guy who kills him.
No, it's not. But it's like Arcticus.
Articus. Yeah, Articus.
Arcticameus. Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, you know the guy I'm talking about. He's like a brute, right?
Artreus?
It's
not
Atreus.
It's not
Atreus.
Yeah.
Maybe.
No, that sounds good.
Atreus. He's cool though. I actually really like him.
Yeah.
Anyways, so he kills Chief, and they're like, so Chief dies to him, and he actually goes to hell, and he's Doom Guy.
Yeah. So there was was it Doom Guy? So I think Doom Guy, they like quote unquote confirmed was an ancestor of BJ Blazkowicz from Wolfenstein.
What?
Yeah.
Is that the same? So it's the same universe.
I think there's some Easter egg there that it's like a descendant of. I could be wrong, but I'm pretty sure.
Who do you think's better at fighting their way out of hell? Kratos or Doom Guy?
Kratos.
I guess Doom Guy never gets out, right?
Yeah. I mean, it's just hell on earth. Like, what are you going to do? Oh, go to hell? Like, I mean, you get shot into Mars. Like, literally shot into Mars. Which, man, what a great game. Like, I just played that. Yeah. Like, hey, here's this giant BFG planet gun.
Yep.
Let's shoot a crater into Mars and then shoot myself into the crater.
It's just games like that where it's like, we don't give a fuck.
But they do.
You know what I mean?
Fun. Yeah, like that's the thing. Is like that's.
I shouldn't say they don't give a fuck. It's like there's no inhibitions. Nothing's gonna hold them back.
Yeah, there's no.
They're
like,
gonna do what they want to do.
Like,
exactly.
Yeah,
the whiteboard has been thrown out the window, and they just do it. Games like that are so successful. Usually, I think, in my opinion,
the best opening still is that first Doom remake. I think 2016 Doom or whatever. Whenever it's like, hi, I'm the blah, blah, blah. And he literally just punches the screen and then he just goes start shooting things. And like, that's right there. Like that's a video game.
Sets the tone.
Yeah.
Sets the tone.
And I'm not saying you can't have that stuff, but like that is a night and day difference than something like Dying Light where like Dying Light would have been perfect. Like Dying Light 2.
Yeah.
Had it not been radio signal. Oh, hey, come over this way. Oh, hey, do this. Hey, like how about it's like, oh, I don't remember anything right now. And you just go explore.
Yep.
And you scavenge as much as you can. You make things rare. And oh my goodness, I found this bat with here's some nails. Let me shove the nails into the bat. And it's not like, oh, I picked up a blueprint. Now I suddenly know this thing. I'm just going to start messing around. It's like, what can I do with this thing? Oh, I have duct tape. Cool. I'm going to duct tape a saw blade to this. Great. You just made a new weapon. Congratulations. And like that type of gameplay would have been so much cooler. That's the Elden Ring style of like, I'm just going to poke around here and you're always rewarded.
You have to have faith in your player base, right? You got to, can't treat him like a little kid.
Yeah.
Let him go.
But even a little kid like would have, I think, would be better. Like all the games that I remember as a little kid, like honestly, even like Spyro the Dragon, it was like
perfect example.
Think about how big those levels seemed at the time when you're still searching around. Oh, hey, I found gems. Oh, I discovered this little thing. Like all these little secret things in like Mario 64. It just seems so expansive. And now games wear that on their sleeve and they're like, hey, look how big our game is. And it's like, yeah, and look how empty everything is.
Right.
Like, it would be so much better if it was like, yeah, I don't know, with this game, you just kind of build things and you just throw this giant map out there and, like, just have people explore and come across stuff. But I don't know. I don't know what I'm trying to say. It's just like, I feel like we're in this point where we are jaded. And the games that break through that are the ones that actually, I don't know, like, just don't care.
That's what I'm saying. There's an era of like, we're going to do what we want.
Yeah.
We're not going to follow the rules, quote unquote.
Yep.
And you can see the passion, you can see the effort come out in those games, and it's just, I don't know, they're unique and refreshing to me at least. Anyways, Summer Games Fest.
The Dead Space guy was there, right?
Dude, there were so many space games.
Yeah.
So weird.
Yep.
So there was like Alien.
Yeah, I saw that.
Castillo Protocol.
Yeah, so that's the Dead Space guy.
That's the Dead Space, right?
Yeah.
There's some other stuff as well. That was space. You talked about Modern Warfare 2 already, which, dude, that trailer, I was like so not excited.
People were like, "Oh, that's super cool." And like,
it literally looked like the one mission from Modern Warfare 2, the original, the one where you go in the oil rigs and you blow up the rooms.
That was the first mission in Modern Warfare. On the ship?
No.
Oh, okay.
Yes, the second half of the
I've
trailer
only
was
seen
literally the first mission from COD 4.
Yeah. Yep.
But the first half of the trailer was Modern Warfare 2 when I think the mission's called The Only Easy Day Was Yesterday.
Okay.
I don't know why I remember that. Because you're with Navy SEALs. That's their motto.
Mm-hmm.
And you're on the oil rigs and you're blowing up these rooms. And I forget what you're looking for, but you're looking for something. And then the mission that follows that one is the one where you go to the gulag and you get Price back. That big reveal. Remember that?
Yeah.
Anyways, there's like 2 missions we literally saw before.
Yeah.
Like literally. So it's like, is this a remake?
Yeah, it's a weird thing. And they're so horrible. Cagey with it, man. That's the thing I hate is like, okay, cool. Is this a remake? And they're like, no.
But it's a reimagining.
Yeah. It's like, okay, so are we just throwing out everything? I mean, I guess.
Also, it's just like, dude, it's like personifies everything we were talking about. Like reusing all the characters.
Yep.
So everything we went through with these characters means nothing, I guess.
Yep.
Because they're all alive.
Oh, you mean like Star Wars? Where it's like, oh, hey, here's book after book after book.
Yeah, right.
Like we're watching, not to jump from games to TV, but like we're doing the Obi-Wan thing, right?
Yeah.
We're going through
How's that been going?
I'm getting, like, it's like colder and colder the more I watch it. And it's kind of nuts. How it's like, hey, it's Ian McGregor. He's doing the accent thing. Like, this is Obi-Wan.
Yeah.
And he's doing the classic, like, oh, I hate my powers. Like, and it's just like, okay, I hate that. Like, I'm very tired of that. Like,
was he ever
Spider-Man
like that in the prequels?
No, he's like this hot-headed thing. And I understand it's this whole like,
he's
evolution.
Fucked up. Yeah.
And they kind of touch on it where it's like, oh, hey, Qui-Gon died, and then Anakin died, and he's. I suck, and it's like, okay, man, like
he's playing himself.
Yeah, like whatever. Leia's in it. I don't want to spoil too many things, so I'm not going to go down the path of like,
I'm
what
probably
happens
not
with her
watching,
and
dude.
stuff.
I'm gonna be honest.
Yeah, but even for people that are watching, it's still kind of going on. Like I think episode 4 just launched this Wednesday.
Mm-hmm.
It was fine. It's one of those things of like, what are we doing? It's 6 episodes.
We're making money, dude.
Yeah, they really are.
We're making money.
I do not like the villain. I forget what her
Jar
name
Jar
is.
Binks?
No, I forget what her name is, but she's like...
That would be a crazy plot twist. That'd be awesome.
Yeah, man.
The Jar Jar Binks arc. I'd be back in.
Yeah.
I'd be back in a heartbeat.
But here's the thing. Like, we because we were doing that in tandem with Boba Fett's also... borderline boring, but it's like, oh, this is cool. Like, yeah, and I think Kevin mentioned this on Twitter, and I know he's mentioned before. It's like, I'm sick of the Jedi. Like, I'm sick of Disney's Jedi. Yes, 100%. Because the whole Disney's whole thing is Jedi are terrible. The time of Jedi are done. Like, it's this whole like religion is bad type thing, and that doesn't jive with me. That doesn't jive with how I like Star Wars and all that stuff, which, whatever. But Boba Fett was good. They did some, like, sweet things, and it's these episodic things. But then there are 2 episodes in Boba Fett that are just, like, Mandalorian. And it's, like, it's night and day different, where I'm like, oh, Mandalorian's, like, better. And I'm pretty sure Jon Favreau is like, hey, remember when I made The Mandalorian, and I made a really good freaking show, and I made these new characters out of nowhere, and they're better than anything the movies came out with? I just want to keep doing that. Just let me do that. And it's like it's literally in the Boba Fett show, but those 2 episodes are like leaps and bounds better than the Boba Fett stuff. I don't know. It's
so he directed those two episodes or something.
It's just the characters. The characters are in there and stuff, and it's just like, oh, these are just. It's a better, more interesting story. Like, yes, Boba Fett's back. Cool. He survived the Sarlacc. Cool. He was.
Whoa! Spoilers.
Yeah, sure. But like, here's his time with like the Tusken Raiders, and it's like, yeah, that's neat, but like, okay, like I'm not super interested in that. I don't know.
Disney, man, is wearing me down quick.
Yeah,
so much stuff. I don't even know what it is. Maybe it's a me thing. I just don't give a fuck about any of it.
But that's a long-winded way of saying like, yes, people are like, when you're talking big companies, they are just retreading and trying to like, and maybe this is just because we are getting older, so now we have more nostalgia for more things. But like, man, they are trying to drive home like, hey, remember when you really liked X? Like, wouldn't that be cool to relive that part? With all your Pokemans, your Call of Duties, your everything. It's just like, hey, remember when this was good? We're gonna do that again.
Sometimes you gotta let things lay at rest.
Yeah. I mean,
I just want to look back at Call of Duty, say it was the best time ever.
Yep.
That's okay. It's over. We can do other things.
Now, the one thing with Call of Duty is Modern Warfare was, I think, the best the series had ever been for a long time.
Yeah, that's true.
So I get why a lot is riding on Modern Warfare 2.
I am expecting a huge letdown, but maybe I'm wrong.
Maybe it's great. I'm just saying the trailers, we've hit this wall of like, okay, all these trailers look exactly the same.
Dude, there's actually this one trailer for Stormgate. Did you see that one? It was like one of the worst trailers I've ever seen in my life. I swear to God, this trailer is straight out of like 2010.
We like video games.
I was actually like, so it's an RTS.
Yeah,
made
by the StarCraft guys.
Yeah,
I did not see the trailer, but it's free to play.
Holy shit! Like this should be super hype.
Yeah,
because maybe it can put RTSs back on the map. Mm-hmm. But man, did that fucking trailer suck. Those were not the guys who did the trailers for Blizzard, because I'm telling you, like the original StarCraft trailers were better than this trailer. But I am kind of interested in that because I'm like, man, what happened to the RTS genre? Like,
they're
nothing.
There are good ones out there. It's just people don't.
I guess it's like no one cares. But I don't know. I feel like you have to get the right one. Like there can be one that breaks out. Maybe this is it.
I think you're going to get to the point where, and we've talked about this to death, but it's like you need a gateway, because like the young kids are not. They're too much into the Fortnites and the
but the skill cap is so high in this.
Yeah, but you need a gateway. So if it is mashing up two things and it's like, hey, it's a lot of RTS, but it's also this part, I think that it's the gateway into that, and then eventually.
What do you mean?
So if it's like, hey, yeah, it's Fortnite, but you're doing this this RTS build thing. So like maybe there's a build phase where you have to like command things, and then you can take control of something in like third person. You're going around shooting things, but people are
just going to say that like there was this one game called Dragon Commander, a while ago, and it was an RTS, but you could. So your guy was like a Dragonborn or something, and in this game that meant like you're like a dude, but you can just turn into a dragon.
Yeah.
So you commanded this army, and you're in your RTS battle, and then you can press a button, and you're a dragon now, just going through and decimating things. It was actually really cool. And there's also like another aspect to it when you're not fighting. It's a strategy game, and then also it's like a role playing game, I guess. Like you interact with like the mayors and everything, and you have to make political decisions and vote for things. It was actually a really cool game. I don't know if anyone's ever played it, but it's like a mashup of all these things, and it was cool. But yeah, I think maybe RTS needs something like that. I know the game we were talking about has something like that, where it's like an RTS, but it's also like Battlefield, right?
It's predicated on the idea that let's say the two people that are doing the RTS thing, the people they're controlling actually pay attention, which
that would be wild. I don't know. I think the RTS genre can still thrive.
Yeah,
but you need the right game. I just think you need. I don't know if you need a gimmick like that, I think you do need some innovation, like you said, some sort of gateway to get people into it. But I think it's a good genre. I think it offers a lot of things that other games don't. Like, the strategic element
is okay, like Total Warhammer.
But are we ever going to see a StarCraft again?
Yeah.
You think?
Yeah.
And it's called Stormgate?
No, you're gonna have a StarCraft 3.
No, I'm not saying literally a StarCraft. I'm saying like a popularity StarCraft.
I
guess StarCraft 3 probably would be
StarCraft 3, or it's going to be Warcraft 4, one of the two.
Warcraft 4.
Yeah.
How excited would you be for that?
I wouldn't be at all at this point because I'm so burnt on Warcraft 3. Like they
rough.
Destroyed it.
That was rough.
Blizzard is.
So that's why I think it's not going to come from Blizzard. Like a StarCraft 3 or a Warcraft 4 is not going to be the same because I have no, like you said, I have no faith in Blizzard at all.
So this one's called what? Stormgate?
Stormgate.
Yeah. I mean, the most who gives a crap title in the entire
and it was
world.
the most who gives a fuck trailer.
But
and part of me is like, I bet the game's going to be like, the gameplay's going to be really good.
Yeah.
I don't know why I get that vibe. But I get that vibe sometimes with, you know.
And it might, but the problem is the free-to-play makes me nervous.
Yep.
Anytime you have free-to-play on anything, which is why I have yet to even play the Diablo game.
Right.
Because I'm hearing a million different... And people are fighting back on it and stuff like that, whatever. But, like, anytime you have this free-to-play thing, it's just a
nerve-wracking
bad stigma for it. But,
League of Legends, free-to-play.
Yeah. I mean,
it only costs your soul.
It's a good...
I don't know, dude. Do you think something like an RTS or a card game, like these kind of genres that are a little bit more on the outside of the mainstream, need an established universe to really break into the mold? So you have something like Hearthstone.
I don't think so.
For your online card game.
Mm-hmm.
Or like for RTSs, like, I don't know, like Dawn of War is like in the Warhammer universe, right? Actually, the Warhammer one was pretty popular, wasn't it? The one from a couple years ago?
The one came out this year.
Was it this year?
Yeah.
That's like the fantasy version.
Yeah, it did really well, and I think
well.
now there's some backlash, which I'm not up on.
But so you say no?
I say no. I think we're at the point finally where people are jaded. Like I mean, we just spent 52 minutes talking about how much we hate everything. Basically, like we need to find something that we love, and I think we're going to get to that. But I think people are jaded enough, and the internet is so fast paced now that you get something, and it's going to come out of an indie studio. Like, it's going to be indie. It's not going to be mainstream. It's not going to be this.
Yeah,
this
I think
thing.
you're 100% right.
But I mean, look at your Valheims. Look at your V Risings. Look at Grey Goo is the last like good RTS where it's like, by all accounts that was really good. But the problem is that came out years ago, and that also came out before people were ready for something new.
For the RTS is you need to establish the pro scene. I mean, that was such a huge factor in StarCraft and its rise to popularity. You have all these personalities playing you can look up to. You see the highest level of gameplay.
But like, look at Valorant. Valorant wasn't established. It was done by an established company, which is good.
Yeah.
But I think it either A, is going to be an indie game that comes out, and the problem is most indie games now, or I shouldn't say most, but a lot of indie games now are like, here's early access, help us develop it, which is fine, but then I don't think you're going to pull an early access game into the pro scene. So you need to start, like, come out of the gate strong, be like, here it is, this is your baseline, we will build on this. Like League of Legends or whatever.
Be interesting. So it's actually interesting. I think RTS is open right now. We need that next big game in that space. Mm-hmm. And I think that's actually a perfect opportunity to have an established universe. Because usually what happens is you have the big game, the big cheese. So in MOBAs, it's League of Legends. Mm-hmm. And that's obviously its own established universe. So you have these offshoots like Smite, or there was like this DC one. Infinite Crisis, okay, which was cool, but it's not going to take down the big dog, right? Although Smite's still like around and stuff, but like I said, it's not going to be the big cheese.
Smite just put in like Stranger Things and like,
did they?
Blink 182? Not Blink 182, but like they just put in like a band and stuff. Like they're getting ridiculous. They're getting Fortnite level.
That's
crazy,
fucking weird. But anyways, you don't have that established game because StarCraft's it's been a long time.
Yeah.
So that might be interesting if you had something like that.
Yeah, but I don't even know who. So that's okay. Going down that path.
Yeah.
If you were to have a universe that was an RTS, what would it be?
So you already have like Warhammer and stuff. I know Halo Wars was a thing, but that never was really reached the heights.
Yep. Because it was based off of console gameplay, which was cool.
Yeah.
But
I don't know. I mean, I think honestly, I mean, this is kind of a foreshadowing to what we're going to talk about later.
Mm-hmm.
But like a Smite kind of thing where you have gods. So you have these like powerhouse units and stuff,
Yep.
but then you have like armies of like Greek or Roman or whatever.
yeah.
Right? That might
So
be interesting.
you're looking at like a Civ-esque type of thing, but
Sure.
with a
but it's an RTS.
mythology.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm sure there's probably a game like that out there, but I think that would be interesting.
Yeah.
Like you bless your soldiers and blah, blah, blah. And
Yeah, it's like God mode, but more combat
it's kind of like, shit, what are those games called?
like Age of Empires.
Age of Empires, no, the Total War.
Yeah. Well,
Kind of like the Total War games.
That's the Warhammer Total War.
Yeah, there's Warhammer Total War, but there's also like, the others
actual
that are
Total
based,
War, yeah.
based on like those kind of things. I don't know. That's something.
See, I think the reason why I don't like Total War is it's too large scale. That's me. So
Okay.
I tried playing Warhammer 3, Total War, I don't even know what it's called. Like, I think it's Total War Warhammer 3 is what came out this year.
Okay.
I did not care for it because it's too large. It's not fast. Like it's a little bit slower. So it's like, oh, I want this giant army to go over here. And it's like, it almost feels like you're turning this massive ship where StarCraft.
But you like that in Sea of Thieves.
That's a little different. But with StarCraft, it's very like you can micromanage, but you can also do your macro and you can kind of flip through and you can be like two units sneaking in the back of a base can completely decimate somebody. And I love that aspect of it.
Yeah, StarCraft's much more twitchy, right?
It can be.
Yeah.
I think that's where your ceiling's at, where it's like, can you
StarCraft's
command
just
multiple?
So good. It's just
If you
such a good
and
game.
it's one person fighting on like 3 different fronts.
Yeah.
And like one click and you misclick or you're not fast enough and you lose. And I love that. I love that idea.
What was the thing? The one stat like keystrokes per second or whatever.
Oh, you're
something per second.
Yeah, you're.
I can't remember what it's called.
W.
Is it MPS?
No, it's per minute. APM actions.
APM
per minute.
actions per minute. Yeah.
Yeah.
Those were the.
I still would love to play StarCraft with you.
I am so horrible at RTS. So.
I know, but that's I still think it would be fun.
Okay, so to end on a good note, I am actually really excited for the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle game
coming out this week.
Coming out this week, and they also for Summer Games Fest they announced a 6-player mode.
Yeah.
So I don't even know. That seems like way too much on the screen, but I'm down to do it. I'm sure we have 6 mates.
We'll record something with that.
You have the 4 turtles. You have Splinter. You have what's her face? What's the chick's name? And then you have Jason or someone.
Jason. I mean, he has a hockey mask, so sure.
What's his name?
I don't know.
Casey.
Sure.
I think his name's Casey. He looks cool.
Yeah.
I do not remember him from the show, though.
Yeah, he was in.
Was he in the show?
I assume so. I know he was in the movie.
I guess his thing is like he's like sports guy because he's got like a golf bag and he whips out a baseball bat and shit, which is kind of cool premise. But
yeah,
I don't know. I'm excited. I think we should play that, dude.
No, I'm 100% down to play.
I always remember like we had a Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle arcade thing at the indoor soccer place we used to play at. So I used to play that sometimes. It was right next to the Die Hard game.
Yeah, it was Pizza Hut for me, but yeah, I'm right there with you.
It was it's like a throwback. So
I think that's where a lot of that stuff comes through, though. Is like is if it's done well or people like look at the Vampire Survivor, even where it's just like it's so you're going back to basics.
Yep.
And like we just covered this whole thing in the past hour where it's like, oh, we're micro analyzing like Last of Us and here's the fidelity, here's the story and gameplay. That's boiling it down to pure like
I don't know. Here's your. It's still challenging. Here's your challenge, but it's like basic video game that's just dumb fun.
Yeah.
I think that's going to be the thing, and if you can get that into an RTS, like if you can strip out all of the baggage of something like StarCraft, you just get down to that purest, like, here is a grunt, he is going to mine gold until you can build a lumberyard to chop trees and do it that way.
Yeah.
I think if you can get a Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles-esque RTS.
Yeah.
I don't know what I'm trying to say here, but like, you know what I mean? Like
maybe it looks something like, you know, you have some retro graphics. Maybe it's like a.
I don't mean that's necessarily the graphics, but just like simplicity.
Not like in a bad way. Like Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, for example, has like retro graphics, quote unquote, but it still looks good. Like it's obviously modernized, right?
Yeah.
So I don't know. Like StarCraft 1, for example, right? It's kind of like super old school. So maybe like you take a step back. And it's like more of a nod to that. Obviously, it's still modernized, but you're really honing in on the gameplay aspect and like I said, I don't think it's not necessarily going to look bad. I just think that's maybe one aspect where you can.
I would love to see an actual remake of StarCraft, but
I don't know. I think you can.
What are you going to do with it?
I think you can make a new RTS, man. I think I don't know. Someone more creative than myself is going to find what the missing link is there.
Yeah.
Hopefully. But yeah, everything else, I don't know. Gotham Knights was kind of interesting, maybe.
I keep going back and forth on that one. I'm more interested in Suicide Squad, but that just got pushed, so who knows.
All right. Yeah, so anyways.
So we're recording this before, obviously, Monday.
Yeah.
Or I guess before Sunday. So that's when Xbox's conference is. That's what I'm looking forward to, seeing if they have anything they can pull out. I'm expecting like, hey, here's a whole bunch of like day one Game Pass. Game Pass is going to be huge, right? Like they've been getting a lot of flack. Like for whatever reason, Kotaku's been like up their butts in terms of like Game Pass is not worth it anymore. Microsoft sucks. Like they've been just beating on them and I don't understand it. But it's like I just was on there like today, and it's like, here's Sniper Elite 5, and here's this new Chorus game, and here's like they put out all these day one games,
all of them.
Yeah,
yep.
It's just like, holy crap, man. Anyway,
yeah, I don't know. Like, is Guardians of the Galaxy still on there?
I don't know. I hope so for your sake. So.
That was
like you need to get on that, man.
I'm definitely not playing it if it's not on there.
Yeah. But, which is a shame. Like that might be the moment it goes on sale. Actually, check Epic Game Store too, because they have like 25% off. So like whatever the sale price is, you take another 25 off.
I don't want to buy that game.
That's so good.
But I could have played it for free.
I know. That's your loss,
dude. I've been playing Forza Horizon 5, which is the best game of all time. Yeah. It's just so fun.
No, I mean, hey, that's what you need at the end of the day. Like you need your kind of outside your comfort zone game. Or your quick hit game that's like you can put down. You have your steady game where it's like, I will always come back to this. I will just keep this installed forever.
Yep.
And then you need your game that's maybe like either a single player experience or just something you can kind of like run through that's like has a clearly defined like start stop, like you're just chipping away at it type of thing.
Yeah. Actually, it's really funny. I was like making the connection between Forza Horizon 5 and like the old SSX games.
Yeah.
It's actually like very similar setup where there's this festival or contest or whatever that's going on a mountain or in Mexico, whatever, right?
Yeah.
Depending on what game you're playing. And it's all, you get like all of your narration and shit through like the radio and stuff, which is really cool. And there's all the events and blah, blah, blah. Although what I will say is in SSX, like the characters are much better. They're like more interesting, at least how I remember it.
Yeah.
Which in like this game, I'm like, dude, I don't give a fuck. Like I don't do the story at all. Like I don't give a fuck. The story's so bad.
I want a Forza level game.
Yeah.
But I want it Mario Kart.
No.
That's what I want. It's like Forza's great. I want it to be more arcadey for me.
So the first expansion got leaked, which they're probably going to announce Sunday. And it's Hot Wheels. So there you go.
Yeah, but it's not arcadey. Like what I'm saying is like but the physics isn't. What I'm saying is like
I see.
Drifting in Mario Kart feels really good. It doesn't have to be Mario Kart. I'm not saying that, but it's like the physics of it and just this wacky kind of style of it. I like the idea of like different power-ups.
I think you just want Mario Kart.
I don't know because it doesn't. Blur was really good. Mod Nation Racers was really good. Like you don't need Mario Kart, but I'm just saying in terms of control, Mario Kart feels very, very good.
Burnout again.
Yes, exactly. A perfect example. Burnout's good too.
The game.
Burnout just feels a little bit more arcadey and tight than something like a.
I like the more realistic aspect of Forza though. Like you have Forza Motorsport, which is like hyper realistic.
Yeah,
but then you have Forza Horizon, which tries to make a middle ground.
Yeah,
but still on the more. Yeah, no, I agree. Still on the more realistic side, I would say. And then you have something like Burnout or Need for Speed or whatever, which is on the more arcadey side.
I think my problem is with Forza, I don't enjoy the racing.
That's a problem.
It is. I enjoy driving around the environment. I enjoy collecting things and everything like that. Yep. I don't enjoy the actual racing. I find it boring.
You, if you add a dating sim to Forza, you laugh at me. That's the missing link.
Or make racing fun.
Racing is fun.
Yeah. It's not Mario Kart fun.
I like it.
Do you like it more than Mario Kart?
Yes.
But you like cars.
Exactly.
Yeah.
It's a car game. What do you want?
No, I mean, look, it's 100% in the right. Like, I'm wrong. I get that.
I'm not in the right. I mean, you know, some people like cars and other people like Mario Kart.
Again, it doesn't have to be Mario Kart. It can be anything. It can be real cars just with Mario Kart physics.
Why would you want real cars then?
Twist the metal. I don't know. Twist the metal. Like, not real cars. Like, it can be, what I'm saying is it doesn't have to be a cart with Mario in it. It can be a cart. Or a car. Like it can be a Honda Civic.
Right.
Or a Hyundai Elantra.
Sure.
Just cruising down.
I'm with you, dude. I am with you.
Doing the drifts with some purple sparks out of their tires. That's all I want.
Okay.
And a couple balloons.
We'll get on that.
Maybe.
Turtle shells?
No, okay. In kind of deviating a little bit, that's Mario Kart. So like you have like Mario Kart 8, right?
Yeah.
And it's like that ultimate thing.
Yeah.
Skip 9. No one ever does any 9s. And it's just Mario Kart X or Mario Kart Forever or Mario Kart Infinite.
Okay.
Open world. It's literally just Forza. And it's just...
But you're in the Mushroom Kingdom.
But MMO. So it's like, I'm going to go through this pipe. It's going to take me out here.
Jesus.
Like that's your warp gates to different areas.
Dude, as soon as you make it an MMO, your quality drops 30%.
Maybe, but if it's
100%.
But the MMO part is the hub world, and then it's like that's how you can drive up, you can do different things. And the funny thing is Mod Nation Racers wasn't massive, but Mod Nation Racers had a hub world where people would drive around, look at all the different things that people made and different stuff like that. And you can kind of pick and choose, like, I want this track and this cart and this character, and then you group up and you just go race. And that would be awesome. You can have like your racing. You can have your 1v1 me. Cool. You go into the 1v1. You could have people spectating. Imagine if you have, instead of your racer, like the little dude like Lakitu or whoever takes the fishing rod, pulls you up into a cloud. Now you're spectator mode. So then the two people that were 1v1ing, you can literally like go through. What if you like as you're flying around the clouds, you could start like throwing banana peels on the track, trying to like help your team out and stuff. Like
that is funny.
You could do some really cool stuff. Like you can't. I mean, I'm saying this definitively, which isn't good, but you can't do anything more where they have Mario Kart needs to evolve. Mario Kart is my favorite car game. You know, which I know you know.
Yeah.
But they need to do the next level. Like keep everything about Mario Kart, but like either string levels together, do different. Like, can you imagine every Rainbow Road level somehow strung together into one massive Rainbow Road?
Could you imagine winning a race and then having to clear a castle and fight Bowser?
Yeah.
Now that'd
be cool.
Would be insane.
It'd be cool and imagine it's a RTS somehow. I don't know.
What if you trolled everyone? You're like Mario Kart X, and it's like actually just like a new Mario game. I mean, like the first level you're racing, and then like your car blows up, and you have to like Princess Peach gets kidnapped.
What if you did a Mario RTS? Like you could literally have Bowser. Bowser's a race. Right?
Race. Whoa, hey.
Well, no, I mean, look at all the RTSs. Easy. So you have your humans, you have your orcs, you have your, like, or whatever.
Yeah.
So you have Bowser in the Koopa Kingdom.
Okay.
You have Mario, And then you
And
have
the Mushroom Kingdom.
Yeah, and then you have like Peach and whatever, or maybe you like start splitting people out, and like you have your Yoshi world with all the different Yoshis and stuff, and or Toad. Like, or
what
you
if
split
it's
them out,
what if you go take a step back and it's more of a Nintendo
RTS where it's like here's your Mario,
here's your
faction,
Mario faction,
Zelda.
Here's your Zelda faction.
That'd be super cool.
I mean, if they can do it for Smash. They have all the rights there.
But,
well, not all the rights.
but like we were saying, that's the two
deals.
things, right? Either an indie has to come out and create this whole new world, or you need an established, like what you were saying, you need that established thing.
Right. That's what I'm saying.
RTS,
you know.
I don't think you need that, but I think to make it mainstream, maybe
I don't know, because
right?
like you have these games that become super popular because they're fun or their gameplay's really good. Like,
well, like League of Legends came out of nothing, right? Like that was the whole thing.
You should see the early lore for League. It was fucking atrocious.
Well, but that's the thing is you need somebody being honest instead of saying like, well, this is an early access, because they're just trying to feel it out.
Yeah,
like, people actually like this.
Yeah.
Just you put it out there. It's like, hey, this is small. I mean, look at Slipknot Gate. What was it? Splitgate. Yeah. Slipknot Gate.
My favorite band game.
But like Splitgate was dumb, good fun.
Yeah. And then Halo Infinite crushed it.
Well, yeah, and then Halo Infinite sputtered out,
but Splitgate's already dead.
It is. But what I'm saying is, like, they didn't. Like, you need to go for. Like, I don't know. You need to go further.
I think Halo Infinite had a good start.
Yeah.
And it just wasn't a finished game.
People are crapping all over that for season 2. People are crapping all over Battlefield.
Dude, games just aren't done.
Yeah, it's just
games aren't done
yeah.
anymore. It's like fucking atrocious.
Valorant's great though. Valorant's
is Valorant still doing well?
Yeah, from what I understand.
From the numbers,
Valorant's doing really good. Apex
I'm telling you,
Legends
Riot
doing
Games,
really
for as much shit as they get, like look at the stuff they're putting.
But
out.
that's why I would love to see. Like, I mean, give us an RTS. Put their hat in the ring there.
They're doing a fighting game.
Yeah.
You say that, I guarantee this fighting game's gonna be really good.
Probably.
I don't know, man. They did an animated series. That was pretty good.
Look, you love
just killing it.
The world, yeah.
I do, but I'm just saying, like, it seems like the things that they're coming out with are very quality.
Yeah, and the nice thing is they don't have to do them themselves. You can farm that stuff out.
Yeah, I really love, I know I talked about this, but like the Riot Forge program where they are giving these developers a chance to do games in their world. Brilliant.
There was a Star Wars RTS. I wonder if they ever
That's a good idea. Yeah, Star Wars RTS.
Well, that exists.
That. Yeah, I know, but
it was fine.
If there was like a new one,
yeah, maybe kind of refocus.
That's a good world for that. I think Halo has potential. I mean, Halo Wars was.
They're too. Fine. I think they're too into it.
Yeah,
I think you need.
Trying to think something like as big scale as that.
It's tough because in my mind, I'm like, get rid of the story, focus on the game. Because you can't do both well. But then again, part of the reason why people love StarCraft so much was the story. So it's tough to try to separate that out.
Right. Yeah, it did have a good... StarCraft had good lore, right? I mean, I don't know anything about it, but it's like pretty solid.
Yeah.
From what I understand. Well, it was interesting because the game that's coming out, what is it called? Fireforge? Stormgate?
Stormlight.
Fireforge. Stormgate. They were saying the single player is you can play with your friends.
Yeah, see, single player. Like, why single player?
What?
Like, if you are an indie studio, and I'm saying this like
you were just saying that StarCraft had a good single player.
No, it wasn't.
Oh, it wasn't good?
It was fine. I wasn't saying that.
Well, you said people like the story.
Yeah.
Isn't that single player?
Okay, fair enough. Yes. I'm not saying, like, I don't think StarCraft single player was necessarily, like, what I enjoyed. Same with Warcraft.
No,
Warcraft had a good
I think
story.
most people...
The single player was kind of boring in my mind. What I'm saying is, like, if you're an indie developer and you're like, hey, we just need to make this, like, if you want to do a single player later on, that's fine, but, like, you need people to adopt your game and be like, oh, this is good. This is a good multiplayer game.
Yeah.
Get that going.
Sure.
Then start adding stuff together. That's my mind. I could be 100% wrong there.
I don't think you're ever wrong.
Yeah, fair enough. Thanks.
Well, anyways, I digress. We have some polls this week.
We do have polls. That was we like video games. I just put it out there.
don't. I fucking hate them all.
That's fine.
And
speaking of,
like, I literally am at the point where I bought a PS5 and I've played it like twice.
yeah, you need to get on V Rising, man.
I
Or
how
about this? How about this? Get rid of your PlayStation.
No.
Get a Switch. I love
having the PlayStation.
Okay, well then get a Switch.
Okay.
Mario Strikers. Mike has
That
it.
does sound
I have
like
it.
fun.
Zach has it. John
Is it 30
has
frames?
It is 60 frames.
Oh, baby.
1080p.
Although I
60
kind
frames.
of hate 60 frames.
Yeah, but on a handheld, I feel like
Yeah, you're right. You're right. Yeah, like on my monitor, like playing on 60 frames on Horizon, I'm like,
you can see it
my
now.
God.
Yeah,
I know. I've ruined.
So the way to combat
myself.
that is if you put it on a television and then you actually put on the de-judder. That's the only way I can get past that, which isn't great, and people hate that. And if you're trying to do anything twitchy, it doesn't work well. But
Right.
I think
I
that
feel like Horizon would
be perfect
when you're
for that.
exploring. Yeah. They're really good.
Twitchy meaning like first-person shooter, like mouse keyboard stuff.
Oh yeah. I mean, I'm not going to play any multiplayer games on PS5.
Yeah.
That's single player.
Yep.
It's like my movie console.
Look, I'm just saying, get some soccer going. It's I think it's 8v8 or 4v4 or something.
Yeah, I
like that.
should get a
It's 8 players.
Switch. How much do they cost? Don't you have one?
$100. Yeah, it's sitting over.
Can I have yours?
I'm playing Mario Strikers.
You
now.
have like 5 of them.
Well, that's for the TV, and then I have that for whenever Chelsea's on the TV.
All right.
Which
anyways.
is funny because I should be able to just pick that up and play it.
Yeah, one would think.
Yeah.
But hey, no, not in Tyler's house.
No, the only reason why I couldn't do that is because now I have to do like that has no memory on it.
Oh yeah, you were telling me about
Yep.
that. Yeah. Thanks, Nintendo. All right, so we have some polls this week. This week's theme was Star Wars because I remember there was a time where I liked this franchise.
Yes.
So best Star Wars game, I was trying something new. I put it in 3 parts, and I got some feedback about it. Someone,
From the internet? No.
well, one of the research department's colleagues,
Okay.
I guess, said that Lego Star Wars shouldn't have been with Battlefront. I don't know which one they were referring to, but the reason like a lot of the good games were up front was because I initially was going to do it in like maybe 1 or 2 parts. As you can see, part 3 falls off a little bit.
Well, I don't understand that. Why shouldn't it have been with? Because he just liked it and couldn't decide.
I think so.
Okay.
I don't know.
Welcome to every bracket ever.
Yeah, I mean, if we're being completely honest, brackets are supposed to be best teams versus worst teams. However,
Sure.
when you have 4 options, you're gonna either have 2 really good ones and 2 really bad ones, or I guess you can do 1 with 3 bad ones. But when it comes to Star Wars games, you don't have that. You don't have a whole host of. I mean, you do have a whole host of bad ones, but you got to get all the good ones in there too.
I mean, yeah, I guess.
I don't know. I did it in a semi-random order, so it was what it was. But whatever. So, anyways, so the first one was Battlefield or Battlefront 2, not Battlefield. I think I said Battlefield. I meant Battlefront. So both Battlefronts, which is 2005 and 2017.
Yep.
And I did the second one because I believe that's the better of the two in both cases.
Yes. Mainly, I mean, like, well, go ahead.
I did Lego Star Wars, kind of lumped them all together because there's like a lot, but they're more or less the same. Let's be honest. In my mind,
I view that as the Skywalker saga that came out this year.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay, whatever.
It's a definitive way to play all those games.
I guess, yeah.
Like that.
Well, isn't it different? It's like different, though.
That's when we get to a remake. They're better. Yeah.
Yeah, all right, whatever. I mean, I wouldn't have voted for it anyways, so
Sure.
whatever
enough.
floats your boat. And then Fallen Order.
Yep.
So the winner of those is Fallen Order.
I'm surprised about that.
Super shocked about that.
Yeah.
And it was
Battlefront 2
very
later on.
close. 1 vote.
Between the new Battlefront 2 or the old Battlefront 2?
No, 1 vote between Fallen Order and the rest of them. And then the rest of them tied.
Oh.
Yeah. So
Okay.
it is quite literally the
Wow.
closest vote we've ever
Okay.
had.
Split.
Okay, I was very shocked. I think Battlefront 205 is easily the best out of all of those, but I am very biased in
Even
that
over
assessment.
the new Battlefront 2?
What?
Like, what does the old Battlefront do better than the new Battlefront 2?
It was a complete game on arrival.
Okay, so you are
also
pulling in the history.
Galactic Conquest is still one of the best game modes of all time.
Okay.
Of all time.
All right.
Especially when you know how to buy units. It gets even better. So, dude, I literally, that might be one of my highest played games as a kid. It was just so fun. You can load into the map.
Yeah.
You like, I don't know.
So they came back and they were like,
awesome.
hey, we're going to remake Battlefront 2.
Well, they tried to.
Yeah.
And it wasn't as good in my opinion. But yeah, the new ones look really great.
Mm-hmm.
I just think it's missing that. Well, actually, I think what it is, and they might have changed it. I know they made like a lot of progress.
Yeah.
But here's the thing. I guess my philosophy from this kind of shit is like, I'm not going to reward these studios for coming out with an unfinished game. So if it sucks at launch, and then they're going to update, and years later it's going to get good, why am I going to buy this game and reward that behavior? Like, you have to take a stance at some point and say, no, this isn't okay. Launch the game when it's ready. You know what I mean?
I'm sure I'm misremembering. Was it Battlefront 1 that was run with microtransactions, or
I
was
thought it was 2? But they kind of blend together for me. I thought it was 2 because they had like the cards and stuff, I believe.
Was that? I can't remember. I know one.
That what?
It might have been 1, and then 2. They were like, "We're not going to touch this with a 10-foot pole." I could be wrong though.
I don't know. You might be right, but either way, I remember. I'm almost positive it was Battlefront 2 that had a rough launch. Almost positive.
Well, they both had a rough launch. Yeah. I don't remember where the scumminess came into it, but yeah,
I think the campaign's much better in the 05 version, where you're playing as the clones.
Yeah.
Do you remember the campaign in Battlefront 2? You're playing as
but it wasn't like a campaign, was it?
What?
I'm just saying it wasn't like you didn't have like cutscenes and different things like that, did you?
No, that's the beauty of it.
Yeah, that's what I mean. I feel like
dude, it was cool. It was like, okay, we're going through the movies, but we're showing you what like happened behind the scenes.
Yeah,
and like you have the missions where you're turning on the Jedi and you have to like kill all those guys. And it was like one of the hardest missions ever. The Jedi Temple. It was like ridiculous.
Yeah,
dude, it was so much fun. It was like a different perspective. But in like Battlefront 2, like the new version, it's like, okay, you start off on the bad guys, and it was like super excited for that because I always love that. And then she turns good and she's like, oh, the Empire sucks. And I'm like, it'd be interesting if you were like, just like go Empire and maybe you showed us a side of the Empire. It's like, okay, well, like this world's gray. Like no one's like truly the good guy. I don't know. I'm always a sucker for that, where it's like no one's truly the good guys.
Yep.
I loved the 05 Battlefront because it was like, we're clones, like we're made to fight. And we're turning on the Jedi. These were our friends, but we're soldiers first.
It sounds like the original Star Wars stuff was just better
than
the new Star Wars stuff. Weird.
Episode 8 is pretty good, but yeah, other than that, I think you probably have a point.
But then again, hey, Fallen Order 1. So
Fallen Order
that's
1.
new.
I actually really enjoyed Fallen Order. Like, especially the end was like so sick.
I've been meaning to go back to that because they...
Did you finish it?
Yeah, I finished it.
Yeah.
They changed some movement and made it a little bit more arcadey.
Okay.
Similar to what they did with like Witcher, where they kind of like the animations were cut back a little bit, so it felt more responsive.
Yeah.
And that was one of my biggest gripes with the game. So I would like to go back and at least try it out.
Sure.
But
all right, so part 2, we had Knights of the Old Republic, classic. Probably best single-player experience in a Star Wars game, in my estimation. Star Wars The Old Republic, so this is the MMO, which probably my favorite MMO of all time, honestly.
Sure. Second favorite.
Behind.
We'll get there.
Okay, third on this list, Star Wars Galaxies.
Oh, hey, there we go.
There it is. Never played it because it came out in the 70s.
When you put this up, I went back and started looking at it. It looks real rough. It looks like rougher than I
looked it up when you were talking about it, and I was like, oh my God, this is what he's talking about? It was a time and a place.
There was a YouTuber that was like, I played Star Wars Galaxies in 2021.
I love those videos. Yeah.
It's bad.
And then Force Unleashed, which kind of picked both. They're both very similar.
I remember liking the first one more, but the second one
gameplay is better. Yeah. I kind of included both. I think they were similar enough, kind of like a Lego Star Wars, where it's like you can lump them together. It's not like a huge drastic difference.
Yeah, I feel like you're doing a disservice to Battlefront at that point, but sure.
I kind of think Battlefront 1 and 2 is kind of the same as well. But
that's what I'm saying is you should have just put Battlefront.
Yeah, I should have. You're right.
Yeah.
You should.
Whatever.
My consistency is not good. The winner of this was Knights of the Old Republic. It was very close.
Yeah.
Second place was SWTOR, tied with Force Unleashed. And Star Wars Galaxy's last. It got off to an early lead on Twitter.
Yeah.
But the research department's poll, like I told you, none of them probably know what Star Wars Galaxy is.
No, absolutely not. I would assume most of them weren't born.
I don't know who the other voter was for Star Wars Galaxy, but it was someone.
Gonna find out.
I agree with it though. I think Knights of the Old Republic's probably the better one.
I never played it.
That's wow.
It's going to be a Final Fantasy VII thing for me, where I'll just wait till the remake comes out or the new one comes out.
I think it's a new one, but I could be wrong.
I know we were disagreeing on that. I don't remember.
I thought it was a new one, but
what year were you born?
97.
Okay, so this came out in 2003 for Star Wars Galaxies.
Okay.
I will say, looking at Star Wars Galaxies and looking at the UI and then looking at the Old Republic, Old Republic?
Star Wars, the Old Republic, the MMO?
New Republic?
The Old Republic.
Okay.
Like the MMO?
Yeah.
Yeah, Star Wars, the Old Republic.
Old Republic. Very similar UI.
Interesting.
Yep.
It's a callback to the roots.
Yeah, I mean, I like, at some point, that's what it was, right?
Yeah.
It was like, hey, we have this MMO of Star Wars.
What have we did before?
Yeah, kill it and make it more Warcraft.
Yeah. All right, so part 3, we have Bounty Hunter.
Never played that one.
Dark Forces.
Yeah, you guys never played Dark Forces either, huh?
I never played.
That's even older than Galaxy, so let me see when Dark Forces actually came out.
So I wasn't even going to do this third one, but there was like a lot of games I was getting suggestions for. So Jedi Power Battles and Star Wars Demolition are the other two, which I've never played any of these. Also, I want to shout out Jeff putting in Star Wars Episode 1 Racer, pod racing.
Yeah, we talked about that one.
We did, and he called me out. I didn't put it in there. I should have.
Jedi Power Battles was very fun. Jedi Power Battles put Plo Koon on the map.
Plo Koon is the boy. He's the great.
Dark Forces came out in 95.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
Just dinosaur.
Dude, Dark Forces was awesome because it was, hey, you like that Wolfenstein thing where you're running around with like an E11 blaster. So just a stormtrooper gun. And you're doing that. And then you go from that to, you become a friggin' Jedi. Oh, and all the cutscenes, live action. It was so good.
Wow.
It was so good.
Sounds good.
Yeah.
Bounty Hunter destroyed this.
Yeah.
Never played it, but apparently it was good.
You talk about Star Wars games and with how good Mandalorian is doing, like make a freaking another Bounty Hunter game, but like actually good this time.
Yeah, right. Well, I don't know. It got a lot of votes.
No, I'm just kidding. I've never played it.
So anyways, so the 3 winners are Fallen Order, Knights of the Old Republic, and Star Wars Bounty Hunter. And I think what I'm going to do for tomorrow, since you're listening to this on a Monday, we're going to have a final round.
What's the 4th one going to be?
Nothing.
So you're just doing the top 3.
Doing top 3. Maybe I'll put Episode 1 Racer in there for Jeff. Maybe it sneaks in.
Oh, man.
How funny would that be?
That would be pretty good. Or Masters of Terras Cassie.
Yeah, it's just the worst Star Wars game ever.
I don't think it's the worst one, but it's not a good one. I'll say that. Imagine Tekken. No, not even Tekken. Imagine Mortal Kombat.
Imagine
but
E.T.,
with Star Wars characters.
The video game. But
it's not, it's better than E.T.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, I gotcha. All right, there it is. I mean, I'm excited for that. New format. Let me know if you like it or not. We can do that more often or less often, or whatever the case.
What are you
may
thinking?
be.
Like every other week or something?
I'm not
like
putting
that,
anything on it.
Once a month, just
Tyler, I'm in the mindset of I'm just going to do whatever I want to do.
go with the flow.
Going to do whatever I want. Might do another matchup next week with the Empire, since that was the winner.
There you go.
Empire versus something.
It's very Star Wars heavy. You can be a Star
It is
Wars
very
cast
Star Wars
since we hate
heavy.
video games now.
Of
Of course, we hate Star Wars too. So I don't. Yeah. What do we like?
I like going to sleep at night.
Do you like gardening? How's your garden going?
It's actually fantastic. Everything is sprouted at this point. It's just going well. It's
Nice.
just going really well. I was a little bit worried. The squash were taking a little bit longer.
Squash eye. Yeah.
And they've both sprouted now. So carrots are coming up, onions are coming up.
That's awesome.
Lettuce is probably doing the best out of everything. I might be the best gardener on the face of the earth.
See that, like, you number one gardener in the world.
My mom's actually astounded. She's like, I never do this well. I
great.
have no idea what I did. I mean, I researched it. I did what they told me to do.
Put a lot of love.
I
Yeah.
hug my garden every day. I put music out there.
Yeah.
I don't know. Attach the mirror on my roof so we can get some
That's
sunlight.
good. Yeah. See, I'll take a little bit of credit.
Hey,
That's
man,
fine.
that's all you. So,
Cool.
how's your streaming going,
It's fine.
Sir Wolvengard?
So is it cheating?
Yes.
Okay. Oh, so
Yeah,
is
go,
it
yeah.
cheating if I switch to YouTube and
No,
start
as long
putting
as you're
things?
streaming.
Yeah, but it's still streaming. That's the thing.
Why
It's
would
like-
you switch to YouTube?
No,
Curiosity?
well, that's the thing is I hate streaming. Streaming is terrible.
Oh, I could tell. Yeah,
Yeah.
you are not going to survive this year.
No, I mean,
We should have made we should have made a punishment.
Yeah,
so you
if
could
you don't
opt
do
out,
it,
but
I'll
like,
do it.
you have to do
I'll
something.
it.
But
The punishment is you're.
you're saying switch to YouTube as in I'm not
I will
streaming.
upload
I'll upload
videos to YouTube where I'll basically just like.
I think we need to
stuff.
find you the game. I think we're gonna do some balloon tower defense. We need to get back to our roots.
Yeah,
I'm telling you.
I need to feel good about just hopping on and just playing through a game.
By yourself.
Yeah,
That's the key.
yeah. Which I was starting to do with V Rising, and then I was just talking with Zach, and then like Nate hopped on, and then we started playing.
I think you need to not be in Discord.
Yeah, that's
Say,
probably
okay,
it.
I'm gonna play for 3 hours.
Mhm.
The Rising, or probably not even play like you were talking about playing Ruin King. Play Ruin King for 2 hours.
Yeah, but even Ruin King, isn't that more like? Is that a lot of reading? Is it like a higher level?
I think it's all
reading?
voice acted.
Is it okay?
I believe so. Yeah.
Because it was between Ruin King. There's a game called Chorus, which is like a Starfighter game
Yeah.
that just came out, and
Yeah.
then I really do want to play Sniper Elite. I'm leaning towards Sniper Elite,
Do
where
Sniper
I
Elite,
feel like that's
yeah.
going to be a funny.
Yeah.
People are saying it's a little bit Hitman-esque, which I think it could have some
Which is
fun
good.
there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that'll be good.
We'll see.
Yeah. So, and we have to play League this weekend
Yep.
to hit our quota.
Yes.
3 games.
Harbin has been asking about it, so he downloaded League. He's ready to play.
I'm thinking tomorrow morning.
Sure, whenever. I mean, I don't know if he'll go
7
to play,
a.m.
but yeah,
Yeah.
it's
No, I think that's a reasonable time.
7 a.m.
Play League of Legends.
Sure.
Yeah.
If we're not playing League of Legends tomorrow morning, I'm going to be streaming Sniper.
Okay. Well, if you want to stream,
So,
you can stream.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah. So that's a quick update
Yeah,
on what we're doing in our lives.
absolutely. So we're at 1 hour 33 minutes
Yeah.
of crapping all over video games.
It's been a long one. So we could save what we're planning to do for next week. I think that's reasonable.
Or do you want to do half?
The first thing we were talking about,
Either or.
it's up to you.
We're being very cryptic right now to people.
It's very mysterious.
We can save it. I feel like they need to go together.
I agree.
Okay, we'll save it because I think that's going to be a little bit longer.
That's what she said.
Okay.
I don't know.
Yeah. That's,
Someone said it.
Sure.
At some point.
So you've been playing just Forza then?
Forza
been your
Horizon
main
5
thing.
might be the greatest game of all time.
Yeah.
I do need to play Horizon Forbidden West for some reason.
Yeah. I mean,
Once I get into it, I'll enjoy it again because I really liked like moving around the map. And once you kind of get free of everything, but I'm like still in the intro where it's like, all right, here's the tutorial, and I'm like, this is boring.
I'm hoping the Mario Strikers is gonna kind of.
Also, I hate playing with the controller.
Yeah,
hate it.
Yeah,
like I'm so used to playing mouse keyboard now.
Yep,
I'm so bad with the controller. It's like
computers are the best way to game. And I was just talking about this.
Not
with
always,
Jeff.
But most of the time.
I still maintain. If you're just a new gamer or whatever, I don't know. It's just like the cost factor. And
I'm like trying to shoot my bow and arrow, and I just can't.
The moment
I can't do it. I can't be as precise.
Yeah, and the moment you go down that path, you're forever ruined.
Maybe I'll download V-Rising. I don't know. I do need a game to play.
Did you watch any of it when we were playing?
A snippet.
Yeah, I think it's challenging enough. You might enjoy it.
I don't like challenge.
Okay, well then we can literally outfit you, and you could be our level. So, like for instance, John hopped on last night, and we were kind of running through. He hasn't played for 2 weeks or since it's come out.
Right.
I just made him all the armor and weapons and stuff, and I was like, "Here you go." And now he's literally our level.
I don't know if I'll like that. It's gonna feel like Sea of Thieves for me.
Well, the beauty is you don't have to do it that way. So like,
if you're then if I don't do it that way, it's just gonna be super manufactured.
Like how do you mean?
Like you guys will. I don't know. I guess I can go off and figure things out by myself, but then I'll be like, okay, I'm by myself. Like I hate this.
Well, so the beauty with this is while you're doing that stuff, and you're like, okay, hey, I need to cut trees down or do rocks or whatever.
Right.
We could literally set that where it's like, okay, because like the area that you're in, that's really all you can do.
Yeah.
I would literally just be there doing that with you because you still, like, 60 hours in, you still need that stuff. And I've been slacking on that. So it's like if you start over, you're as equipped to kill things as like I am. It's just different stuff.
Sure.
And obviously you get more powerful with new weapons and stuff, but like the moves are this, like you get 2 moves per weapon type.
Right.
So like that doesn't change.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Okay.
You'll know if you like it, and like you'll know if you like the loop within the first 2 hours. You can you can just return it if you don't like it.
Yeah, that's the key.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm trying to think what other games I have to play because I want to make sure that we're on top of
download Sniper.
Playing
like game of the year.
Yeah, like playing new games that are coming out.
Sniper
this year.
Elite, man.
That's new.
Yeah, it came out this year.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
okay.
It's the 5th one of the series. I mean, it's crazy.
What are the notable games? Like you played Tunic. I know that was something you liked.
Tunic. We can do this. I know we're kind of riffing.
We are riffing. I think is
yeah. Let me bring it up real quick.
I like having a roadmap for my own sake. But
so Mario Strikers obviously is the newest one.
How much are Switches?
I can bring that up. Let's see.
Oh, there's a naked god on my
Switches. We will be talking about naked gods next week.
Yeah, there's a little foreshadowing.
So the problem is I can't even type in switches without it immediately going to keyboard switches.
Wow. NIN in Google is Nintendo Switch. Pretty good.
That
300 for
it's for the OLED,
32
right?
gig console with Joy-Cons.
It's $199 if you don't want it on a TV, if you want the handheld one.
Probably should do it that way, right?
The handheld?
Yeah. I don't have a TV to put it on, really.
I mean, you can put it on your monitor, but it depends on how you want to do it.
Nah, I'd probably just play in my bed.
That's how I do it. I like that.
$199. That's not bad.
No,
I mean, might just pull the trigger.
Are you being serious?
I know. Because I do want to play Fire Emblem.
Fire Emblem's very good.
No, it's not.
It is.
How much have you played of it?
I got to the bandit camp.
Oh, wow. 5 minutes into the game.
Dude, you got a lot of color choices. What color are you going to go with for your Switch Lite?
Chartreuse.
Yellow, turquoise, blue, coral, or gray? You're going to go gray, aren't you?
I was thinking gray.
Yeah, you're going to
What
go
is
gray.
the options again?
Yellow, turquoise, which the turquoise is very nice.
Let me see that. Let me see.
I would have done the turquoise had it not been for Chelsea.
Oh, turquoise is good. Where's coral?
Coral is the little pink guy down there.
Might do
It's
turquoise.
like salmon.
Might do turquoise.
Turquoise is good. That's the color that Chelsea has. That was my old Game Boy Color color.
Yeah.
Which is why I wanted it, and then Chelsea got it, so I couldn't.
Fiddlesticks.
Yeah, that's all right. So I got a yellow one. She got me the yellow one.
Yeah, maybe we'll get a Switch. I can probably go to Best Buy and get one, right?
Yeah. 'Cause,
Yeah. And, I don't know. I guess I can go off and figure things out by myself. But then I'll be like, okay, I'm by myself. Like I can't be as precise. Yeah. And, 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 we can play Mario Strikers.
I mean, mine's downloaded. It's ready to go.
Yeah. Infinitely better than FIFA.
I was looking at the Digital Foundry stuff for Mario Strikers. They would not shut up about how good it was.
Really?
Technically speaking. Like frame rate, everything was good.
Let's do it, man.
The biggest criticism of it was the fact that it's like there's not a lot here. It's like, yeah, okay. I mean, if you could get like 4 people on a team to then go online, so like you could actually make your soccer team all play on the same team, and then play people online. That'd be super fun.
Oh, you can't do that.
You can.
Oh, you can do that.
Yeah.
So I'm kind of confused what you're saying.
It's not just like even like with like Mario Kart and stuff where it's like, okay, every man for himself, or you're just playing friends, or just playing online. Like you can actually like make a team,
have
like get
camaraderie.
good. Yeah, like I think that'd be kind of neat.
Maybe I'll do that. Maybe we'll just fucking buy one this weekend.
Yeah, I mean, hey, I'm just putting it out there. I just like to put the facts out. That's all I'm saying.
Hey,
I wish I could just let you, because I don't think you can do it on that one. Because mine's digital is not gonna work.
Yeah, you might be right.
I don't know.
I don't know either. I don't know anything. How much memory does the new one have?
I mean, you said what, 32? Not for
32 is the one I looked up. That was like $300.
I think that's so the old school Nintendo one is $250. You can get
that connects to the TV.
That connects to the TV, correct?
So they're all 32 gigs.
Well, so they might be. There's an OLED model, so if you go $350, then you get actually an OLED screen with it.
Is it worth?
I mean, people liked it, and it's a bigger screen, but.
Can I do just the handheld OLED?
That gets you 64 gigs.
What, the OLED?
No, the handheld is just LCD. The OLED is like full TV docked, white Joy-Cons, that sort of thing. Matches your PlayStation.
It does. I should do a white and black keyboard.
Oh, okay.
Because
I do have to show you that red keyboard.
My whole aesthetic is white and black.
That's way easier than red and black.
Yeah, because I have an Alienware computer, and then obviously the PS5.
Yeah, so then it depends. Do you want a black base
or
with white
base?
keys,
or
a
white base with black keys?
White base, black keys. Okay.
Yep.
Easy. You're nodding.
I just had a flashback from the one scene from Shrek where it's like he's looking for the blue flower with red thorns or something. He's like, blue flower, red thorns. Just repeating it over.
That's something so much
and he's
easier.
like, this would be so easy if I was colorblind. And then he gets the right flower.
Yeah.
Donkey, best sidekick in the game. I don't know what to tell you, man. You tell him to do something, he does it.
Yeah. Typically with a funny quip.
With a funny quip, yeah. A little quip, a little funniness. Just a great sidekick. You can't ask for much better than that. And by the best sidekick, I mean fourth.
I think you're a pretty good sidekick.
I appreciate that.
Oh, you're just going to take that?
Yeah, of course. I don't want to be the main character.
Sidekick? No, I don't. That's silly. We're co-sidekicks.
We are co-sidekicks.
There's no hero here.
There's no hero.
We're just the sidekicks.
We're the villains, actually.
Yeah,
I mean,
I
you've been listening to us for like the past
that's true.
2 hours.
Dark days. All right. Well, hey, hopefully Microsoft does a good job on Sunday. I'm sure we'll have something to talk about.
We'll talk about it next week. We got a nice, juicy top 5 next week. I'm excited for that one. Gives us a little bit more time to do some more research. Maybe we can expand what we're...
Do we want to tell them what it is?
Yeah, it's going to be Greek gods.
Yep.
This week was going to be just the Olympic gods.
Yeah.
Which were like 12 of them, I guess. But could expand that.
Expand a little bit.
Maybe.
I think you still probably are going to stick with that 12.
Yeah, there's
a lot out there. But...
So, we'll stick with the main ones and then maybe any notable ones we bring up.
Yeah.
All right. There it is.
Cool.
I'm going to look for my passion. If you got this far, we appreciate it. Thanks for joining us. Check us out on couchcompany.games.
Yep.
Couchco Games. At Couchco Games, right? That's our Twitter.
Is our Twitter, yeah.
So at Couchco Games, we got the polls. Don't miss out. You like Star Wars games? There's going to be a big deciding match here tomorrow. You like the Empire facing other armies? probably coming up soon. I got some things in the work. I think I got some pretty juicy ones, so I'm excited. And that's about it.
Yeah, I mean, I would say half our audience is on Spotify. So apparently Spotify has a rating system now. So find the star, hit the star.
Find the star, hit the star. Sounds like a mini game.
Rate us 5. That'd be good.
5's you win the mini game.
Yeah.
If you rate
and if you don't like 5, if it's like, oh, this is maybe like a 3 out of 5, like don't worry about it.
Just don't
hit anything.
Classic.
No, we like honesty. We like feedback. Feedback's good.
Feedback is good.
Yeah.
All right. We're going to be here. Same time, same place next week. Don't be late. Thanks for joining us on the couch. Peace.